happening? Please stop! Happening! Turn on!
Thanks, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Our state's story, ancient and modern, is one of many threads woven together. And today we celebrate a thread of extraordinary colour and strength, the Australian Indian community. Paragraph 1 of this motion asks us to acknowledge the tremendous contribution the Indian Australian community makes to New South Wales and to our successful multicultural society. That contribution is visible everywhere. On hospital wards, at construction sites, in lecture theatres, research labs, in startups, shops and suburban small businesses, on cricket ovals and in classical dance schools, and in the volunteer spirit that underpins so much of civic life. It's not only culture and community, it's economic contribution too. The Indian Australian community exemplifies how migration strengthens our prosperity. Over 200,000 people born in India now call New South Wales home. This community is young, highly educated and hardworking. Indian-born residents are Australia's second largest tax-paying migrant group. They also earn above the national average and bring skills we urgently need in ICT, in health, in education and in management. And the business footprint is equally impressive. Around 1,000 Australian companies employ Indian heritage directors and managers, influencing organisations with over $250 billion in annual turnover. These links are powering two-way trade that's reached over $24 billion annually and is forecast to climb to $45 billion by 2035, with investment projected at $100 billion. This is the real story of migration from India, not division or fear, but a shared engine of growth, opportunity and prosperity for everyone in New South Wales. Paragraph 2 asks us to stand in solidarity with the Indian Australian community in New South Wales against remarks and attitudes that would seek to divide us. Let's be very clear. There is no place in New South Wales for prejudice masquerading as commentary, or for attempts to pit neighbour against neighbour on the basis of where their parents were born, what language they speak at home, or which festivals they celebrate. The success of our multicultural democracy rests on a shared civic compact. Respect, reciprocity and a fair go, not on uniformity. When any community is singled out, we all lose. So this House stands with Indian Australians against slurs, stereotypings and attempts to marginalise a community that gives so much back. Yesterday morning, the Liberals and Nationals leadership, Natalie Ward, Robin Preston, Dougal Saunders, Gamesh Singh and myself, together with Shadow Multiculturalism Minister Mark Coure, met with representatives across the community, the Indian community, here at Parliament, including Ru Punjab D Sports and Cultural, Little India Australia, Indian Diaspora Australia, Council of Indian Australians, Indian Australian Voice Inc., Turbans for Australia, BAPS, Australian Indian Sports Educational and Cultural Society, Dargo Enterprises and Hindu Economic Forum, Indian Crescent Society of Australia, Hindu Council, Indians in Sydney, Gurdwara Sahib Glenwood, Little India Business Inc. and Indian Link and others. And in that meeting we said, and I say again today, that the New South Wales Liberals and Nationals are sorry for the deep hurt that many Indian Australians feel after a federal senator's offensive comments last week. At that meeting we discussed building stronger links between communities, the economic benefits that migration has brought to Australia, ensuring the safety and security of places of worship, and strengthening reporting pathways for instances of hate and racism. Paragraph 3 of the motion reaffirms our support for a non-discriminatory migration system and celebrates the contribution of migrants to New South Wales. That principle is foundational. Australia dismantled the old discriminatory immigration framework half a century ago under a coalition federal government. Our modern program is universal and non-discriminatory, assessed on skills, family and humanitarian need, not on race or ethnicity. That's how a confident country behaves. It's how New South Wales has grown more prosperous and more cohesive with every generation. In fact, the Indian Australian community exemplifies the dividends of that approach. High rates of participation in the workforce, entrepreneurship, strong educational attainment, and deep civic engagement. Paragraph 4 asks us to firmly reject criticisms of migration from India, and I do so unequivocally. Of course we have to plan for growth, build homes and transport, train workers, expand services, and ensure the integrity of our systems. Those are practical tasks, not excuses for scapegoating. When critics single out migration from India, they ignore both the facts and the values we profess. The facts are that migration from India is delivering skills we need, from nurses to engineers, from tech specialists to teachers, while strengthening two-way trade, investment and research ties that create jobs here in New South Wales. The values are Australian values. That character matters more than birthplace, that contribution matters more than accent, and that unity is built by drawing the circle wider, not tighter. Can I say this directly to Indian Australians across our state? You belong and you are admired. Your festivals, Diwali, Holi, Onam, Vaisakhi and others, light up town squares from Parramatta to Penrith, from Harris Park to the Hunter. Your languages, Hindi, Punjabi, Tamil, Telugu, Gujarati, Bengali and others, echo in our schools and marketplaces. Your civic spirit is visible in the SES units, in the surf clubs, in charity kitchens, in professional associations. When one of us succeeds, we all move forward. When one of us is attacked, we all must stand up. That's the New South Wales way, that's the Australian way. The Liberals and Nationals value our deep and enduring ties with India and the Indian diaspora here in New South Wales. When we were elected in 2011, then Premier O'Farrell's first overseas mission was to India in 2012, and that visit strengthened the people-to-people links that continue to bind New South Wales and India, recognised India as a vital trading partner for New South Wales and a growing source of investment in our nation, secured new investment and trade outcomes and opened doors in emerging Indian cities, showcased the strength of the New South Wales economy to the Indian government, increased awareness of New South Wales' Mumbai Trade and Investment Office. We delivered public fare transport fares for international students, opened a Destination New South Wales office and invested in a Trade Commissioner. And since then, we've continued to recognise the importance of the India-Australia relationship and to drive stronger economic and cultural ties and initiatives. We know that the Indian community has enriched New South Wales with hard work, enterprise, strong families, small business, culture and faith. Our task as legislators and civic leaders is to keep faith with the Indian diaspora story, to honour who we are and the kind of state we aspire to be, confident, outward-looking and united in our diversity. I commend the motion to the House.